Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims Info and Thoughts video. So happy Friday, everybody. I was not expecting to be doing another news video on the community stuff pack this week, but we were surprised with another blog post today. I already did one on the concept art and development process of one of the shelves that's being included in this stuff pack. But now we got a bit more information, including a reveal of a new gameplay feature. So this post was written by Simguru Connor, and he says, "Hello Simmers, I hope everyone is doing alright in these crazy times. Just stay indoors and stay safe and maybe play some video games? As you are all hopefully aware, our next community voted stuff pack is centered around knitting. Sims will be able to kick back, turn on some tunes, and start stitching to their heart's content. Knit a plushie, knit a hat, knit a mailbox if you're into that, I guess. We don't judge. Knitting provides all sorts of creative avenues for your Sims." Hey, yes, I voted for one of those mailboxes, so I'm glad one of them made it in. So, create a Sim improvements. One of the cool things we're adding to this pack is the chance to knit your own clothing. Sims will have the ability to unlock exclusive knitted clothing in Create a Sim, making it available for everyone in their household to wear. I felt like this was a very important system for knitting, perhaps the most important. While it may sound like a no-brainer, keep in mind that most clothing in The Sims 4 is readily available for all Sims to wear. So our idea was to create a new user interface that displays locked Create a Sim clothing items. This way, you'll be able to view things like knitted sweaters and socks. Yes, socks. Wait, we didn't vote on socks. That's interesting. Before knitting them, this will also show you everything your Sim can aspire to create. Knitted clothing needs to be special, not just something every townie wears. I'm looking at you, eyeball ring. To better illustrate what I mean, I provided some user experience mockups below. What is a UX mockup? I'm glad you asked. Early in the design phase, after the design is written, but before it is finalized, our user experience designer, whose job is to design UI among other things, reviews the design and creates imagery illustrating how the feature will look in-game. We can then review this as a team and make changes until we're happy. Then, when the engineers and the UI artists implement the feature, they know exactly what it should look like. Pretty cool, huh? So taking a closer look at this image here, we have the two screenshots, and on the left we have just an example where they're hovering over one of the base game tops, and you can see there's one swatch, and then there's an additional 4 that are locked. And then with the image on the right, when you hover over one of these locked swatches, it says, "Knit this item to unlock it for your Sim." Since this is just a production mockup, this sweater should not be changing, but it is just an example to show us how this lock feature for the knitting system will work. I do think integrating base game and pack items into the knitting system would be a pretty neat idea, just as long as it doesn't leave us with just one swatch unlocked by default. But if they were able to include more items in the knitting system apart from the ones that are coming new with this pack, then I think that would boost the value of this pack more. Next up is Let's Rock! Next, let's talk about rocking chairs. For a pack about knitting, it just felt right. Rocking chairs will mostly function like regular chairs, but with a few added twists. Sims will be able to do things like talk, watch TV, listen to music, read books, and knit while on a rocking chair. If it works while sitting, we'll try to make it work while rocking. Now, let's talk about elders. We'd like elders to have some unique gameplay with rocking chairs, so we're including a special interaction on rocking chairs called Reminisce, where elder Sims think back to their days of yore and recall something nice, or maybe not so nice. Maybe something super embarrassing that they bury deep down. Who knows? I know, but you'll have to wait until the pack comes out to find out. What else does the rocking chair do? Lots of stuff, but I can't reveal everything just yet. Oh my gosh, wow. This rocking chair went beyond my expectations. I was not expecting an elder exclusive interaction for the rocking chair, and that does sound really fun. Wow, this sounds so good. I'm really excited for that. And there's still more that we don't know about this rocking chair, so it should be interesting to see what those things will be. But getting back to the blog, the next section is called Plopsy. Also in this pack is a cool feature called Plopsy. Yes, Plopsy. What is Plopsy? It's an online store where Sims can sell their crafted art. This store isn't tied to a career or a gig, so if you want to make a little art money on the side, Plopsy is here for you. Being able to sell your knitted items online felt like a really strong feature for this pack, and we weren't sure if just dragging an object into the sell button was gonna cut it. With Plopsy, Sims will be able to list their objects online for a small fee in hopes that an internet stranger will buy it. Once a buyer is found, Sims will need to ship the object themselves by routing to the mailbox, or they can ignore someone's offer and try for a better deal. Not only can knitted objects be listed on Plopsy, but so can things like paintings and woodworking sculptures too. I'm hoping to include as many things as possible that make sense for a store like this. Whichever item you choose to sell, you should hopefully make more of a profit with Plopsy than selling things the old-fashioned way. Your sim can also purchase things from Plopsy. If you don't feel like knitting a hat, maybe someone has one for sale. Listings update throughout the day, so you can keep checking back in search of the perfect item. Plopsy is still hot off the presses, so I don't have any screenshots to share. But for now, please enjoy this potential Plopsy logo. So here it is, and I think it's pretty cute. A bunny, a pink bunny. At first I was a little confused as to why a bunny, and then I realized, oh right, one of the knitting baskets that's being included in the final product does have a bunny in it, so I guess it's made to go along with that. But overall, I'm very excited for this feature. I was not expecting it, and it's basically an Etsy equivalent in The Sims, and I think having these sorts of things in The Sims is pretty cool. It's just one of those features that makes The Sims feel more up-to-date with modern culture. And I'm so glad it's not exclusively for knitting, but also applies to base game things like painting and woodworking. I have been saying a lot that we need more things that integrate into the core game rather than just an extra thing that's tacked on or really only works very well in one certain world. And it looks like this Plopsy feature is going to be a good example of something that does integrate into the core game. And I was saying earlier about boosting the value of this stuff pack, and I think this feature definitely does that. In addition, I think it would be cool to see some stuff from certain packs being integrated into Plopsy. I don't know why this was the first thing that popped into my head, but the relics from Jungle Adventure, I think those could be particularly very interesting to sell online, especially if you're playing as the sim who's buying it, because you might not know that there's a certain thing, a certain effect attached to it. It could be like, oh no, this Frogurt has a terrible curse, but it's not Frogurt, it's a relic. And yeah, it could have one of those really interesting side effects to it. And maybe they could also have some of the things from City Living, like the posters or the snow globes on there. And then we have, last but not least, thanks to everyone who voted in our surveys and took the time to answer my community questions on the Sims 4 forums. Your feedback helps, you guys are amazing! And again, keep in mind, all things mentioned here are still in early development and are subject to change, yada yada yada. Sorry, I need to say it. While I can't share everything about our latest stuff pack yet, I at least hope you found these sneak previews interesting. Until next time, Sim Guru Connor. So overall, this blog post has made me more excited for this stuff pack. I was already looking forward to it, except I guess most of the Create a Sim items, but apart from that, I did vote for knitting as the main focus of this stuff pack, and I'm glad that there is other stuff to help entice people into getting this pack, so that there is other stuff, like the rocking chairs and all the stuff surrounding that, as well as the Plopsy feature that could hopefully work with maybe even future content as well, in addition to the knitting and some base game stuff. This does look like it could potentially be a very family-oriented sort of pack, with the elders having an exclusive interaction with the rocking chairs, and hopefully toddlers can have some interactions with the rocking chair, like if you can rock a toddler to sleep. I know I've seen people talking about that, and that'd be super cool if that could make it into this pack as well. and maybe just some other stuff for kids? I don't know, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it would be kind of neat to see if maybe there's things that kids could do related to knitting. And that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video. So feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments section below on this blog post. So far, I've seen pretty positive feedback about it. It looks like people are getting more excited about this knitting stuff pack, and especially going into the weekend, I think that's a good thing, to leave this week off on a more positive note. But with that, be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest content from The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!